Is Russell's Reserve 13 year the best bourbon on the market right now? Let's find out. What is going on, everybody? Nathan here with the Everyday Drinker, bringing you guys a brand new video. Today on the bar top, as you can see, we have a very beautiful bottle of bourbon that we are going to go over here right now. Right here in front of us on camera, we've got the Russels Reserve 13 year. Now this right here is a barrel proof bottle of bourbon that is at least 13 years old, and it is coming in at 114.8 proof, which is 57.4% alcohol. Now this bottle right here is out of the Wild Turkey Distillery. It is the same beautiful bourbon that goes into the Russell's 10 year, but it's 3 years older and it's barrel proof. So my initial thought is it's going to be elevated in flavor only because of those extra 3 years, but then you barrel proof it, you're going to send this thing into hell and high water, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, like I said in my bourbon haul video, I didn't acquire this bottle myself. Doc over at Old Fashioned Ways was able to get his hands on an extra bottle for me and sent it my way. So if you want to go check out his channel down below, make sure you go do so, because Doc over at Old Fashioned Ways is a fantastic guy and uploads fantastic videos. But we have let this sit here for a couple of minutes, and I can't wait to get my hands around this glass and get this bourbon in my mouth and see what it tastes like. Even though that this is the 2023 release, I am not going to grade this on the same scale of everything else. However, it most likely will be entered into the bourbons of the year and see how well it fares there. But because of the obtainability and everything along those lines, this is one of the most difficult bottles you could possibly get your hands on. I will not be grading it on those scales, but I will give you a 1 out of 10 on the nose and a 1 out of 10 on the palate, and let you know what I think the finish is here on this here review. If you're enjoying the content, if you enjoy what I do, make sure you drop a like on the video. Leave a comment down below if you've had Russell's Reserve 13 year, or if you're anticipating possibly getting one soon. And also, if you're brand new, smash that subscribe button so that you never miss another one of my videos. One more thing before we get into the glass. If you possibly ever want to get a chance to win a sample of Russell's Reserve 13 year, join the Patreon. I do sample giveaways, I do glass giveaways, I do everything under the sun giveaways that entails bourbon. So for as little as $2 a month, you could win an amazing sample such as the Russell's Reserve 13 year. So go check that out down below. But without further ado, I've been holding myself off, I've been holding you off. Let's get into this nose and see just what this Russell's Reserve 13 year is all about. All right, so right off of the nose, it is a beautiful fruit punch coming right into your nose. I'm also getting a very nice baking spice off of this as well. It's not pungent. It's not very like in your face ethanol-y, but you're getting a little bit of that ethanol kick because it is in that 114, 115 proof. I get a little bit of a star anise action coming out of this as well. There's a little bit more baking spice than the Russell's 10 year. And I get a warm apple as well. This is like almost like it's an apple pie, but it's not like super sweet fruity, you know? I'm not getting a lot of those like super light sugars. If there's any sugar in here at all, it's a very dark, rich brown sugar. A touch of caramel. There was a little bit of a vanilla cake icing on top. This nose is very pleasant. It's not like wowza, but it does have those factors in there that once this opens up, it will be most likely a wowza nose. I enjoy that a lot. This is a really beautiful nose. There's nothing in here that is off-putting whatsoever. It's appley, it's baking spiced forward with a rounding out with that dark brown sugar that just completes it into this one rounded out like pie almost. I could say it's an apple pie, but I'm not getting the pie itself. I'm getting the sugars, I'm getting the apples, I'm getting the baking spices. It's like a uncrusted pie, if you would. I like this a lot. This is really nice. You're getting a touch of that oak in there as well, but it's not that the oak is so strong in here that it's overly bittering the nose. Like on that original bottle of Russell's 10 year that I had, you could smell the bitterness on the nose, and you're not getting that on this right here. It's wonderful. It is wonderful. And enough of the nose. I am excited to dive into this, and I'm sure you're excited to hear what my review is. So without further ado, cheers, everybody. Holy cow. I'm giving you guys my entire full facial experience with this right now, only because of how different, when this is your first sip of the day, how this just transforms in your mouth so many times. It goes from this sweet, almost like earthiness to this cola-esque, vanilla cola, like very, very, very Coke-like, but it has this like vanilla syrup going in there that is not overpowering, but it has this beautiful just like hint of vanilla sweetness, and then that fades off, and then on the finish you're getting those baking spices that just round this out so wonderfully. I'm gonna go on one more sip here because that first sip was insanely delicious. So if I'm going to give the nose on this bourbon right here an 8, because it wasn't the best nose in the world, but there was nothing on the nose that was saying this isn't deserving of a very high score. This palate is immaculate. It's insanity how it transforms so many times. The finish is still going on. I'm letting you know that right now. As I talk, as I breathe, I'm bringing in oxygen. I'm letting that bourbon that was residual on my tongue just sit there, and it is lasting. Oh my goodness. This is one of the longest lasting finishes I've ever experienced. Palate's a 10. Palate is a 10. And for how long that finish lasts and how transformative it is going from one spectrum to the other, I've got to give the finish a 10 as well. And the crazy thing about this is there is no burn whatsoever. There is zero burn coming out of this. Like, I was expecting a little bit of like that Kentucky hug going down your throat. But there's nothing like that whatsoever. It is all flavor in your mouth, and it continues to stay on the tongue. And all the time, I always say how I'm finding the burn on a different part of my tongue on different bottles. I'm not finding any burn on my tongue whatsoever on this at all. It is absolutely delicious. You're getting everything you want out of a bourbon in this bottle right here. I rarely ever finish a glass in a video. It is a very it is something that never really happens. But here for this Russels Reserve 13 video, I think it is time that we finish this glass here. And yeah, cheers. If I can marry a bottle of bourbon, it might be that one right there. This one is definitely giving the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof a run for its money. We'll see how well this opens up in the future, and it will be entered into more blinds here in the future as well. Let me know down in the comments if you expected this kind of a review today, if you expected me to enjoy this, or if you expected it to possibly not be as good as everybody was expecting it to be, because this right here is ungodly delicious. But if you enjoyed the content, make sure you drop that like, leave a comment down below, and smash that subscribe, because at 5,000 subscribers, we're giving away a bottle of Blanton's. But until next time, this has been Nathan with The Everyday Drinker. Cheers.